California Baptist University is a 100% Christian university that opened in September of 1950 in the city of El Monte, California. Originally under the name California Baptist College, with P. Boyd Smith as its first president, the new Christian college had only 42 students. After many years of hard work building up the campus and its curriculum, in 1954, 8 students became the first students to earn degrees from California Baptist College. And a year later, the school was moved to the Riverside campus, where the Lancer was named its official mascot, and where it remains today. In 1961, California Baptist College finally received its accreditation from the Western College Association, and 3 years later, enrollment reached 500 for the first time. Throughout the years, California Baptist College continued making renovations and celebrating new presidents and milestones as the campus continued to grow. One of the biggest ones was that in 1984, it graduated its first graduate student, and then in 1998, it officially became named California Baptist University, which is how we know it today. Once it got started rolling, it just didn't stop. California Baptist has gone from making one campus renovation or change every 3 to 4 years to making 10 to 20 renovations and changes every year. Currently, California Baptist University enrolls 10,486 students and offers 72 majors and 2 minors, as well as 31 master's programs and 3 doctoral programs. California Baptist University is currently accredited and approved by 11 organizations, including the Board of Registered Nurses. The university has achieved many great things since its opening almost 70 years ago, and has continued to carry on this trend. This beautiful campus sits on 160 acres of land and is among the top 8 fastest growing universities in the nation. It also received an award for the 5th consecutive year being in the top 40 ranking universities for Best Regional University by U.S. News and World Report. California Baptist University has developed into an NC2A Division II athletic school without a football team. Tuition and fees are about $33,000 per year, and it has an average acceptance rate of 77%, enrolling about 6,000 to 7,000 students per year. The university graduates about 59% of their students, who averagely earn about $32,000 as a starting salary.
Marie Spezzaferri's background. Her diverse background in psychology and intercultural studies paired with an MBA, as well as a desire to see each of these blended together effectively, has led to the perfect combination for her career. Before she became the current Assistant Director of Communications for Admissions at California Baptist University, she was simply a student that wanted to give back to her community. She attended CBU from 2011 to 2014 with multiple roles in student leadership. Her first role was an international program coordinator, in where she was able to oversee a group of interns and manage multicultural festivals. Her role after this for 2 years was an undergraduate admissions counselor, with duties including maintaining contact with over 600 plus students. Marie Spezzaferri's background continued. Once she moved on from this position, Marie became a teacher's assistant for the next 5 years. Her role as a TA was working closely under the guidance of Jeff Lewis in being a liaison for the students and the teacher, grading assignments, and maintaining deadlines. After maintaining this position for nearly 5 years, she moved on and became an admissions communication specialist, which required her in the production of recruiting all materials related to undergraduate and graduate programs. Her current job now is an Assistant Director of Communications at Admissions. Her new responsibilities include handling digital marketing, website management, and international communication flow.
Development of the questions. When developing questions for your interviewee, they should be clear and organized. Starting from bullet 1, where did you work before you were here? What has inspired you to get this career? How long did you get this position and how long did it take? What's a typical work day for you like in this company? Bullet 2, what is the most challenging part in your position? Is this challenge a day-to-day basis? When this happens, how is the overall surroundings to you? Easy, medium, hard? Sometimes people have competitors. How do you cope with these difficulties you face? What are your strategies on overcoming these? What is the best thing to do if there is ever a risky decision? Bullet 3, is there anyone you've seen that left this field because this brings a lot of pressure to them? How do you work under a lot of pressure? Development of the questions continued. What motivates yourself every day to get your tasks done? How do you maintain an organized and good work-life balance, especially if you have family? Which part of the career do you enjoy most and why? Through your experiences, what are your advices for college students to prepare in entering the marketing profession? Can you please provide some examples if you can? What are some of the most important qualities you'll be looking for if you were to hire a successor of your current position? Optional question listed. What are your thoughts about these interview questions? Are there any tips you'd like to give if I do another interview?
We decided to interview Marie Spezzaferri. She is the Assistant Director of Communications for Admissions at California Baptist University. The interview went well. She prepared ahead of time with brief responses for the questions we gave her. The questions ended up morphing throughout the interview to promote conversational flow. Since she knew the questions ahead of time, she sometimes answered 2 questions after one was answered. So the questions answered in the interview do not exactly reflect the questions developed. We decided to interview Marie Spezzaferri. She is the Assistant Director of Communications for Admissions at California Baptist University. The interview with her went well. She prepared ahead of time with brief responses to the questions we provided with her. So prepared, in fact, that when she was asked one question, she was able to answer the 2 following it as well. Thus, questions morphed throughout the interview process to promote conversational flow. We ended up asking some questions that weren't on the original question list and just morphing questions to add a little bit of new insight that wouldn't be... And questions were morphed a little bit in order to obtain new information that had already been covered by her previous response. As predicted by the book, the interview ended up being really open-ended because we could control the questions, but we didn't give set responses for her to choose from. So she ended up talking about things that nobody really expected, like the way at a Christian college, her own Christianity did influence the way that she does her job and the way that she balances work and life and family and everything. She went into greater detail about her family life and friend life and how that balances with a marketing career than I thought the question would originally allow for, which was good. We got a lot of information. The main takeaways I noticed from the interview were that the goal is to emphasize the good in your brand, not just the bad in others. One of the main takeaways I realized was that the goal is to emphasize the good in your brand, not the bad in others. This came out when asking how she deals with the competition between colleges in Riverside. There are 4 colleges in that city. And I asked her how the college itself competes against the other colleges. And she said it doesn't really matter what the other colleges are doing. It doesn't really matter how we compete against them. We can just show them what package we have and what we have to offer, and it's ultimately the student's choice, and the best thing we can do is just show them what we've got. And that actually does apply to other marketing situations as well, so it was a good lesson. Another takeaway was that if you want something to happen, you have to plan it. If it can happen at any time, it probably won't happen at all. And she mentioned that in order to maintain a good work-life balance, she had to plan out time with family and time with friends and even time with her husband to discuss even simple things like household chores, because she knew that it could get out of hand if they didn't plan it, so they just kept ahead of it and planned everything out so that career and other things would not conflict with each other. And the final takeaway is that knowledge can get a person into a job, but teachability determines how well you will do there. And she mentioned if she was going to interview someone to replace her in her job, which actually is now very applicable since she just moved up into another position, she would choose someone who is teachable. Yes, the degree shows that you know what you're doing, but the field changes all the time. So it is more important to be able to learn the new changes and learn how to work in a changing environment than it is to just have a foundational knowledge of what the industry was before.
Marketing insights. I will be going over California Baptist University 4 P's of marketing, which are price, product, promotion, and place. For the first one, price. Although tuition has increased at many colleges and universities around the country, California Baptist University has chosen to hold the line as much as possible by keeping tuition costs affordable while enabling students to secure financial aid. As a result, many students are able to enjoy the personal and purposeful education the school delivers. Product. CBU offers multidimensional education. The quality academic choices offered provides students the opportunity to apply newly acquired skills and gives them resources to help build their life and live their purpose. Promotion. The university promotes personal integrity, civility, and mutual respect in an environment free of discrimination. Place. Furthermore, California Baptist University is located in Southern California, where students can choose from in-class or online classes. Marketing insights continuation. Strategic planning is a vital process at California Baptist University. The university seeks to provide academic programs that prepare students for professional careers, as well as co-curricular programs that foster an environment supporting the intellectual, physical, social, and spiritual development of each student. CVU advertises by utilizing traditional and electronic communications, which includes responses to the general public, media relations, and website content management, and managing the message of the university through social media. The university gathers data by conducting surveys from students, which facilitates their strategic planning, program reviews, policy decisions, and budgeting.